Hello everyone! I thought I would share with you the latest digital collection that I came out with, and that is called Coffee Shop. It is a coffee themed digital collection, and it will also be the theme for the deluxe kit. So I'll be able to share with you a little bit of what will come in the kit, and then I did a little preview of what you could find in the digital collection. I do not have the whole thing printed out because there's still a little more that I'm adding to it, but by the time I get this video edited, I hope to have everything done, and so it'll be ready for release. When I printed this kit, I did it on two different types of paper. I did it on a regular copy paper, which is, I think standard is like 23 pounds. And then I did it on some lined paper. So this is the lined paper. I don't know why I haven't thought to do this before. It was just kind of one of those light bulb moments where I was like, I wonder how it would look printed on lined paper. And then you have the whole back side you could do journaling. The other thing that I really liked about it is it's a nice lightweight paper. I love the way that it feels. It kind of reminds me of a vellum type paper, and I really liked that. So I printed quite a few on the lined paper, and it's nice because this paper that I found, the lined paper, I think I paid like 50 cents for it at the thrift store. So if you can find packages of lined paper for 25 cents, 50 cents, and you have a lot of digitals that have journal pages, print them out on the lined paper. And then, you know, like I said, you have your lines on the back, you can journal away, and then you have this decorative front. You still have the lines that kind of peek through, but you still see the design really good, and you can journal on the front as well. And then I did, like I was saying, on standard copy paper. And I usually get the Hammermill paper. I've been very happy with it, and so that is the paper that I used here. And so since I have espresso, cappuccino, I'll probably do one that says latte. I really liked the way these ones turned out because I thought that you could cut little bits and pieces here, create some snippets, and just have fun with this design here. The other thing that I was going to do with these papers that I printed on the lined paper is I was going to put reinforcements here, and that way, you know, I could print up everything on lined paper, put it in a ring bound binder, and then it's just ready to go. So that is a little preview of the journal papers. Again, I'm adding to this, so this is not everything that will be included in the kit. But by the time I edit the video, everything should be in the digital kit ready to go. So I will have that listing down below on where you can find the digital kit. And then I had these. Again, I printed them on the lined paper because I love the lightweight feel of this paper. So I have these receipts here. There's those. And then there's the ephemera pack. The ephemera pack, I will have the listing for this down below. Again, I'm just going to put it as a pre-order status so I know how much to cut. I will have it ready to go. Like the Christmas one, it's ready to go. So again, I can pre-sell it and know how much I need to cut. And that's the main reason for that. I just wanted to be clear on that. In this kit too, there will be two of each of what I show here on the ephemera, not the tags. The tags, they come separate. But here are some of the tags included in the kit. And then this is the ephemera pack. Again, you will get 2 of each of what I show you. And you can see, I'm putting this on a file folder, but you can see how you can use the ephemera, create fun collages with these. You could do some snippets. And I believe there's 60 some pieces in this ephemera pack, so you're getting a lot of ephemera. And again, I decided to do 2 of each in this because sometimes you want more than just one. Especially these ladies, I think they're so fun. They're so pretty. So again, trying to make sure that you have lots of pieces that you can work with. And that is all of the ephemera that comes in that pack. And again, you'll get 2 of each, so you get a lot. That is a little preview of the new digital collection. And again, the ephemera pack that I'll have available, I will also have the coffee themed kit. That is the deluxe subscription kit, and I will have a few available to the public and the rest goes to the subscribers. I will be sending out a newsletter with this kit, and the enrollment for the subscription is a quarterly subscription. I have a few slots open, and so be on the lookout for that newsletter if you're interested in signing up and you want to get one of these kits. And if you are a subscriber, it enables you to be able to get a kit. I do not always have extras available, so that's one of the benefits of subscribing is you get it at the lower price and you're insured to get a kit. Okay, so the project that's going to be for this kit, and this is the start of it, and I've shown this previously, but I thought it was fun, again, using just some basic materials. I have some vellum envelopes and CD sleeves. Here's that lined paper where I just had fun stenciling some of the smaller papers and envelopes. Now I have not had a chance to use any from the collection because at the time I didn't have my collection available, but you can see how that just adds a lot to the page. And I will have these smaller papers in the kit, so you'll be able to make something similar to what I'm showing here. But you can see where that just really adds a lot. Those ephemera packs, I love them. Fun little elements for your journal. Just to give an idea. Because again, when I was doing this, I did not have any of this stuff ready to go. So you could put that like there, and then you could put, you know, something fun, little label or something. Do cappuccino. And this was an envelope that already had all of this printed on there, but you could again just have fun adding in some of these ephemera pieces, taking it to kind of another level. If you add in one of these girls, she really dresses things up. And so that's just to give you some ideas. This I loved. I had so much fun doing this because I love creating things that have all these interesting flaps. And I hinged it all together just by creating these little hinges here and there and then gluing everything down together. And then I will take some brads, some larger brads, and poke them through. And so it's going to be an album that's going to go portrait as opposed to landscape. And the main thing with this is adding in all these different textures. Here's an envelope that I collaged. Again, so much fun collaging these envelopes. They're so easy to do, and I love collaging envelopes. It's one of my favorite things. But you can see where I've just gone in, added in some stickers. I will have those in the kit as well. We could do a belly band. I really like her. Yeah, I love ephemera. It just makes life easy when it comes to just sitting and having fun decorating your album. You could throw this tag in here. And then you can see that's probably where I stopped, and I have a lot more to do. But I just used an assortment of lined papers, some newsprint paper, I have some tracing paper, all different types of papers, and then envelopes, ledger paper. This was a caramel stamp that I colored in. I thought he was really cute, and I think I might have a few of those left. I created a little pocket here with a little baggie, some stickers, created this trifold. I am going to reinforce this with some heavyweight cardstock, and then again just going in and decorating this a little bit more. And then of course I do have the journal pages, which will really add a lot. You know, we start adding some of these in, and this is going to be fun. This is going to be so much fun. So that's just to give you an idea of what is coming up in the kit as far as the kit project and so forth. And I just wanted to take a moment to share all of this with you. Okay, so again, really quick, we're going to show you what you can do and how easy it is to create something beautiful with these papers. So these airmail envelopes, I love using these. And you could take and we could just do something like this. All right, so, and that's what I might do is stamp over some of these sections here. And this is a stamp set that's going to be in the deluxe kit. I thought this was a nice stamp set because it's got a lot of mixed media type elements to it. And so we're going to add in some of these little coffee splotches here and there. And I'm going to use coffee. We're going to give this coffee color a try here. Let's see how this looks. I love the color. It really does look like a coffee color. Okay, I think that's good. And then, of course, I will want to distress the edge of the envelope. And then you can always take and add some of these splotches on the back of the envelope as well. And I do have a stencil that's included in the kit as well. So we are going to use this stencil on the back. And then I might do a few more splotches. Not a lot of work was required. And that's what I tried to do. I tried to make it look like you spent, you know, a lot of time creating beautiful envelopes, but they're just super easy and anybody can do it. A little bit of stamping, add in these elements, and done. And so that is ready to put inside the journal. So we can throw this inside of one of these pages here. Maybe I might just do it that way. But you can see it just really takes your page to a whole nother level. And then if you just wanted to attach a receipt or something on the other side, again, do some stenciling. Easy breezy. Okay, so there's an envelope. So I have this postcard. It's a craft postcard. And I also have this tag here. Okay, so I cut off that part. We're going to use this part on the tag. And again, I'm just going to use my tape gun to tape that down. The reason I like to use my tape gun sometimes is because I do not want the paper to get too wet, and this is a really lightweight paper, and that is when I tend to pull out my tape gun, is when I'm working with these really lightweight papers. And then again, we'll distress those edges. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this piece here, and I think I'm going to place it right above where it says 2. And I am just going to staple it. So I have to go a little higher. And then I'm going to take my hole punch and go like so. And then it's just going to be adding in some of those splotches and stenciling, that sort of thing, distressing. And then I'm going to use a stamp set. This is from a past kit. I think it's from the last deluxe kit or the one before that. And I like this stamp set because it has this fine book and job printing stamp that will tie in with our book post. And so I just want to figure out where I want to add in this stamp. There. So I'm just going to stamp this bottom section here. I should have, you know what I should have done? I should have done that in this red. What I did here is I just took and used the same stamp, stamped it up in the vermilion red shade here, and just stamped a little bit down here just to introduce more of that red. And I think I'm going to do another stamp in the red up here. Now I have this set from Stampers Anonymous. This is the original French Marketplace stamp. They replaced it with this one. I like this Paris stamp here, and I think I'm going to use that right in that corner there. There we go. And I'm going to go pretty lightly. Except for these rings, I think I'll go a little darker there. Okay, and then this is one of my favorite stencils. I use this all the time. I love this stencil. So I'm going to add in a larger coffee ring stain. And then add in a few of these. I think that's pretty good. But again, you can see very easy to take a tag and make something fun, coffee themed. I feel like I want to add in a little more something with red. I don't know what. Okay, I was looking for my green guest checks. That's what I had in mind here to use, but I can't find it. So I'm going to use a piece of this ledger paper that I have. And I'm going to cut off a section of this. And then I'm going to stamp it. Okay, so I pulled some of my sample stamps here. I thought this might work. It needs numbers or something. Kind of like that big number 7. I think that's what I'm going to do. And I am going to do this in there we go. And I think I am going to add, let's see, I want to do a few of these swatches in the coffee color because I really like that color. And I do need some more writing here. I think I'm going to go in with this coffee stain color again, or I could even do black. And I think just this date. I like that. Okay, so I think it's starting to come along. I think I want to add in where it says coffee pounds 5 here and attach it there. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut right up to there. I'll cut this section out. And then here. Just cut along there. match up with that 7 where that red is. I like that. I think I'm just going to tear that. And I'm going to see if I can get a pen and kind of match up the red to the 0 there. I have a journaling pen, and I'm going to just pretend like this goes around like so. And voila. Except I messed up right there, but that's okay. And to cover up my little mistake there, because I went offline with the red marker, I'm just going to take this splotch stamp and stamp it right there. I think I might take the edge of this here and just kind of put it on the edge just to kind of tie it all together. Okay, and then I'm just going to take this and I don't know if I think I want to attach it to this tag here. So I'm going to apply just a strip of glue at the top here. And I'll slide it under like so. Okay, and I think that's really starting to shape up our little tag there. So we have an envelope that we did, super easy to do. And then we have a tag, again, really easy to do. And then here is a craft postcard, and we have that leftover piece that I think we can put right there, and then we have this leftover piece as well. I think what I'm going to do is cut that design right through here. Put that maybe like that. I do have this ephemera piece too, which I'm liking, and I think I'm going to go with that instead. Okay, and then I think I'm going to use this piece here that I already cut. Okay, and now I'm going to finish it just by, again, adding in some splotches here and there. Okay, since I have this stamp out already, I'm going to stamp in the red, again, just to kind of tie everything together. Just this small one right here. A little more red through here, just a little bit. Do this 1842 stamp. Okay, so that is all I'm going to do with that, and I could definitely put something on the back here. Maybe just add just a little bit of some scraps here and there. And you can kind of see how this is all coming together. You got a tag, an envelope, and really easy to do, super easy. And then again, when you go to incorporate this into your journal, which again, I have a lot of work that I'm still doing on this, but I thought I'd start it, and this was before I had my digital collection. But you can see now, if we add that in there, what a difference it makes. And again, really easy to do. If you have a few number stamps, and then the rest is in the digital. We used a tag. A tag you can cut out from a file folder. You can get the file folders from Dollar Tree and cut out tags. I definitely need to add something to this. I mean, she would be fun to kind of throw on there. Or we have the big coffee cup. I mean, there's so many different things you could do. This is just to give, you know, little bit of an idea of, you know, how this can come together. So, you know, we could place this, you know, just like so. We would be covering up some stuff, but it's just one idea. Throw this on there maybe. You have all these beautiful layers. And again, they're so easy to create. So you could have that flap, and then you could do some, you know, splotches here and there. Add some stamped elements onto the CD sleeve. And stencil it up a little bit, add some splotches. This here, again, just ledger paper. This is where you can have fun and again create your layers. So we could create a hinge here maybe. We could create a hinge on this envelope so it would flip open like so. And then again you can see those beautiful layers. And then this, we have this postcard. I just have these elements here within this journal, you know, where you can just start adding things. So maybe I might want to place that there. And then, you know, I could do some stamp work here. We could just add little elements onto the cardstock like that. Very easy to add these layers. So we could put this here, add in some stenciling again, our splotches here and there. And I don't really put a lot of thought into it. I just kind of lay the stencil down and just add in those details. You can see it's super easy to decorate these pages. And I hope it gave you some ideas. I will be continuing this journal project here and adding more elements, showing how I hinge everything. But you know, I just was trying to give you some ideas on what you can use. Scrap pieces of ledger paper. This ledger paper, you can pick it up at the Dollar Tree, Walmart, places like that. You can create your tags fairly cheap from file folders that you can get at the Dollar Tree. And then just get one of the ephemera packs and some Distress Oxide. This stencil is a staple item. I use it all the time. And then, you know, a number stamp, and you're good to go. I think that's pretty much all you would need. You would also need an archival set. I like these mini ones that have the multiple colors. I will have the links below of some of the supplies that I used. And once you build up that small collection of some number stamps, your archival inks, a stencil, and Distress Oxide, either in, I like using Vintage Photo and Ground Espresso. Those are the two I really like to use. And then of course there's the digital. You print that out, you're good to go. And you can just use what you have laying around as far as envelopes and lined papers and so forth to create a beautiful journal. And the cover of this, I did find at the thrift store these folders, and I thought that this would make a neat cover. But I might leave this here, and then we're going to cut this to size and create a cover front and back. And they were neat. They had, you know, they're these old medical record file folders. I found 4 boxes of them at the thrift store, and I thought it would be perfect for this. It was the right color. And so that's my plan for what I'm going to use for the front and back cover. This will be in the kit as well. So if you're wanting to make this, you know, I'll be able to give you a good idea of how you can make this journal. And this is going to have a lot of journaling space in it. You can see it's already coming along quite good. I really haven't done much other than some stenciling and what I showed you. Just mainly putting the papers together and doing a lot of distressing and stenciling. That was the main thing. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it gave you some ideas, some inspiration. If you're loving these videos, please take a moment to hit the like button and the subscribe button. I will be back soon with another video, and I have Iron Orchid projects coming up, and I have the Alice in Wonderland project as well. So those are the things that I have in the works, and I do have some haul videos coming up. So yes, there is a lot in the works. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you thought. Let me know if this is something that you would try, if you've done something similar with your lined papers. Maybe you can share some ideas. I'd love to hear them. And I'll be back soon with another video. Thank you so much for watching.